Whether a cell uses facilitated diffusion or active transport depends on the specific needs of the cell. For example, the sugar glucose is transported by active transport from the gut into intestinal epithelial cells, but by facilitated diffusion across the membrane of red blood cells. Epithelial cells lining the gut need to bring glucose made available from digestion into the body and also must prevent the reverse flow of glucose from the body to the gut. When glucose concentrations fall below normal, alpha cells contained in the pancreatic islet, known as the islets of Langerhans, release glucagon to mobilize energy reserves in order to produce ATP. Glucagon is a peptide hormone that raises the concentration of glucose in the bloodstream. The ATP-generating metabolic process of most cells in which carbohydrates are converted to pyruvic acid is called glycolysis. Glycogenolysis is the breakdown of glycogen to glucose in the liver tissue, increasing glucose and aiding in the breakdown of triglycerides to increase blood glucose levels and restore homeostasis. Skeletal muscle both stores glucose as glycogen and oxidizes it to produce energy. The principal glucose transporter protein that mediates this uptake is GLUT4, which plays a key role in regulating whole body glucose homeostasis. Low levels of glucose in the body is known as hypoglycemia, which literally means low blood sugar. The rise in blood glucose levels, beta cells, also contained in the islet of Langerhans, secrete insulin. Insulin is a peptide hormone released when glucose concentrations exceed normal levels, lowering the glucose levels. It accelerates the formation of glycogen and increases amino acid absorption, also known as glycogenesis, and protein synthesis. Blood glucose levels then decrease, restoring homeostasis. Hyperglycemia is a condition in which there is an excess of glucose in the blood and occurs when the body does not have enough insulin or cannot synthesize the insulin it does have. Basically, when there's too much glucose in the blood, the pancreas produces insulin, and the insulin allows glucose to be absorbed by the body. In short, when blood glucose levels rise after you eat, the pancreas releases insulin that body cells take up to make more glucose, and the liver takes up glucose and stores it as glycogen. On the other hand, when blood glucose levels drop below a set point, the pancreas releases glucagon, which the liver then breaks down into glucose to restore to homeostasis. The body uses these negative feedback mechanisms as a way to keep the blood glucose levels in the correct range to keep a person healthy.